Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
War meeting, Caslin. War meeting.
It's significantly less tasty.
We're not.
Pie.
No.
Where did you get that?
I found it on the door.
Taffy, no!
No.
Demos.
Taffy, did your
No.
parents never teach you to not take food from strangers?
There was no strangers. It was on the doorstep.
That's stranger. You don't know where it
strangers.
came from.
If it was from Breach Hill, it's not strangers.
Demos, there's a delicious smell in the air.
Damn it.
Your mouth was watering, you're salivating. You know you had a little bit for breakfast before, but you're just hungry
It's
right
just a
now.
goddamn wolf check. Just tell me.
Your hunger is satiated, but you're suddenly quite cold. Because you're not quite sure when you got down to your socks, but...
Ah.
Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM Chris, and we find ourselves just after the survival of the snowpocalypse in Texas and right on the eve of a wonderful event called Smashfinder. Your loving and wonderful players here at Dice Fall and Everyone Dies are going to be going up against the Hideous Laughter podcast. You know, those awesome folks who are actually really, really cool. You see, our team Justice and Mercy will soon be facing off against the Adamantine Tankards. And having had a look at their team stats, they are a stacked competitor, and we are going to be finding ourselves in a very interesting match. Especially considering, by comparison, we're a little squishy, but behind those doughy parts of our characters is a deadliness one may not comprehend. So it's going to be a fun match. If you have an opportunity to tune in, it's going to be live on the 24th of February, just the same day as when this podcast itself releases. And it is going to go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And after it goes live, we will also have the VOD going up on their channel, which we will be linking to in our socials. So pay attention to our Twitter as well as their Twitter if you want some more details. But before that happens, you have an opportunity to listen to this. Oh, yes. For you see, things are getting spicy in the keep. It's not just all of the intrigue and fuffing about in town. Oh no, for you see, drama is afoot. Want to know what happens? Well, so do we. Let's listen.
Y'all are going from the temple to Ackerville.
Just
and that's
saying,
it.
splitting the party and cutting down the bridge between it is, I mean, there is inherent risk there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think we should be okay, though. As long as our DM doesn't try to screw us over.
Maybe we should leave the arrowhead behind.
You can't, you need it to open it up.
Right.
If you leave it behind, then you won't be
Probably
able to
you
get
get
back.
from the
We're only
Mwangi
gonna
back
be.
to us.
I mean, it's only gonna be a couple days. Maybe we can just stay there. I'm just saying.
What do you want to do?
Thoughts?
How much do you think I'm going to mess with y'all?
My theory on it is
That's an
that
excellent question.
I'm worried he's going to screw with us, but I'm also pretty sure that
I think he'd
the
prefer
best
to
option
advance the
is
plot.
to just go.
Okay.
So, Taffy, the
Yep.
spells that you can add to your spell book that you don't, whether or not you already have them,
Okay, wait. Okay, ready.
you're able to add Bind Undead, Paralyze,
Hold on.
and so these are starting with the third levels.
Okay.
So Bind Undead, Paralyze, and Vampiric Touch.
Paralyzed is a good one.
I think I have,
Yeah, I think you have Vampiric Touch already.
and I might have paralyzed, but okay.
Then in your second level ones, you're able to add Acid Arrow, False Life, Mirror Image, and Spider Climb.
False
Mirror image is also useful.
I have that. And spider climb.
You're able to add Fear, and these are your first levels now. So you can add Fear, Grim Tendrils, Mage Armor, as well as Rave Enfeeblement. And for cantrips, if you do not already have these, you can add these. Chill Touch, Detect Magic, Light, Read Magic, and Shield.
Yeah, I have those. Okay. Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 out of that whole bunch that I don't already have, so. Okay, cool, thank you.
And so while you are doing that prep, Renali has been able to do a little bit of assist for you as well. And she's been able to help you learn a few spells if you don't already have them.
What?
For you see, Renali actually happens to be a relatively accomplished caster in some of the arcane stuff with her illusions.
Is she a wizard?
Spider Girlfriend is the best. Okay.
So she's able to help you learn illusory creature at second level, as well as invisibility.
I don't think I have invis. Okay.
For first level spells, she can help you learn color spray,
Okay.
illusory disguise, and illusory object.
Okay.
So those ones she can help you out with as well. Since she's finally glad that she can take a break and just deal with Taffy nerding out continuously
I will say this.
in a safe place.
If it's not super awkward, while Taffy is learning spells and putting stuff in her spell books, Stato might kind of like watch, because she's still trying to understand how this magic thing works.
Would you like some direct lessons? I can show you a few
Possibly.
things. Here, come with me. She's got some time to copy. She's got to go through that spell book still.
This looks like mostly a lot of coloring in things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the margins. She uses that part of... So here, let me explain this aspect when
There's
it comes to using her
butterflies and
wizardry stuff.
penises and dogs and
Oh no.
See, the use of
Not
the inks
horribly.
actually allows for the replacement of some of the initial components and helps cement it in the mind of the wizard. But I think you're much more of a spontaneous caster, a sorcerer, from what I've seen so far, correct?
Most likely.
See, I have a few abilities that are like that. Here, let me show you. And she starts showing some of the innate abilities that she has that also deal with illusions.
You said I could learn cantrip from her book. Cantrips from
Renali.
not
Renali does-
Renali.
Vaz.
Vaz's book.
If you didn't already have them, yes.
Okay, and light was one of them.
Yes. Chill touch, detect magic, light, re-magic, shield.
Okay, yeah, I got all those. And then okay.
You know, a useful thing, I don't know if this helps as a wizard pro tip, that I do when I play a wizard is I cast mage armor as the first thing I do in the fucking day.
It is a good utilization of a first level spell
Because it
slot.
just stays there.
The other thing to remember is that as a first level wizard, you have the ability to recall one of your spells with your ability, and that helps make up for your utilization of mage armor. And I believe that that applies to, even at first level, you can go ahead and call that spell slot back.
Hell yeah. Wizard pro tips from Dicefall.
Wizards are fun. And so Renali and Steno start having some conversations about some of the innate spellcasting qualities. And it kind of helps cement that sometimes it's the feel of the spell. It's that balance of feeling, understanding how the magical flow of the energy works. Renali's description of it is a little different than how you've heard like Taffy describe the combination of spells and sigils and the like before. A little bit more feeling and empathy type base. A lot of Renali's descriptions tend to be about vibrations and like tendrils of energy and that level of description, possibly because of that sensitivity that comes from being an Anandi. So it's a little foreign, but you can kind of start piecing some of it together. Now, as for Kazlin and Demos, y'all are going to venture through.
Yep.
So you find that your trip across is hot because lava tube. It's still that sense of kind of foreboding, that 100-foot divide between Alcetta's Ring and the Mwangi still kind of has that, you're never sure if this flaming fire dragon thing is going to come back or not. But y'all make it across that fine and find yourselves back in the jungle. The heat, now that you've been exposed to the chill that is much further up north now, is just so much more oppressive. Now that you've had cool and even a cold evening, it's just hot. But you can make it back to Ackerville with no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
It looks now that the Akuje have had a little bit of breathing space created for them. They are beginning to exert their dominance of the area a bit more, and you find that things feel a lot less ominous in this area. Still it's still a feeling as though things are watching you, but it's not like the sinister eyes of everything's attempting to eat you. It's probably because Harriet is likely a couple dozen yards up and might actually be watching you as you head back to the Akuje settlement.
Oh, Harriet, that spy.
So, while you are there, what would y'all like to accomplish? Y'all have about 2 days to be able to play by yourselves with the Akuje.
Mostly what we were there for, I'd imagine.
I'm here as a bodyguard.
So, Demos, what things would you like to accomplish while you're there?
I'm going to be honest, he wasn't trying to accomplish anything but what he was sent over there to do.
And remind me, Steno, what did you send Damos over there to do?
To let Nikisha and possibly the twin leopards know that instead of them basically being overnight and back, they're going to be about 3 days, and then they'll be back. So that they don't think, one, something happened to them, or two, they just ditched out and said, fuck y'all.
Ah, excellent. So, Nikisha kind of takes her finger and runs it along Demos' arm a little bit. Is that the only reason why you're here, Demos?
I mean, I could make other reasons.
Oh, you have to make other reasons. I see.
Oh no.
Huh?
The silence just kind of ebbs on there for
Lingers.
a few moments. Nikisha kind of smiling, just being very patient. Meanwhile, some of the kids, especially the Pepper Boys, as they're calling themselves now, as soon as they hear Kazlin's back, basically want to drag Kazlin off to either try more peppers, but there's a couple more who not only want to see the power of Kazlin's gastronomic capacity, but also know that he was really good at playing the Jangle game as well. And so anytime that Kazlin is not actively doing something, someone's either trying to give him a piece of food to try or challenging him to the dancing game.
Oh, Kazlin's in fucking heaven right now. This is the most like chill thing he's done in like years. These 2 days of just like hanging out and eating food. That's it.
That's fair.
So after the end of this time, Damos now kind of being a little awkward around Nikisha.
It's not that he's inherently awkward, it's that he's trying to... He's not sure if she's, like, attempting to take the relationship more seriously, and that's why she's saying it that way?
Don't you have high charisma?
Yes, but I am not a high charisma human.
Well, roll, and Chris will be the high charisma human for you.
I do my best.
So we're just, doing a charisma check?
So give me a diplomacy check to figure out what the hell she means.
Well, I rolled a 20, so...
Fucking hell.
So you're pretty sure what she's alluding to is non-prudish happy fun times, considering that it's been a little bit and apparently your performance was not terrible the last time.
Like, he's not going to say no, obviously.
Then you have your own version of relaxing with Nikisha, learning some of the ways of the Akuje from a fun and entertaining cultural standpoint. A wonderful cultural exchange between Andarin techniques and Akuje techniques.
Oh my god.
While Kazlin is also recuperating, not just physically from the taste, finally coming down from all of that really rich food down into what feels like a lot more homegrown style of food. It's also coincidentally long enough for Demos to get over his addiction to that small bit of food. And
That's not how addiction works.
So he isn't throwing his
It's
pants
called
at
turkey.
everybody?
Oh,
Cold-
fair enough.
yeah,
Turkey pie.
because that DC was going to get higher and higher if Demos kept failing.
Oh boy.
And then all of a sudden Demos would have a lot more junk in that trunk.
Oh no.
I like it.
That's ominous.
But with some home cooking as well as rational exuberance and cultural exchange.
That's what we're
course.
calling it now.
I guess that is what we're calling it.
You make it back after a couple days back to Breach Hill through the ring, and now the spear has its rune of returning placed upon it. All of y'all's purchases for alchemical amounts and the like, potions, and that can be taken care of and put together. All of y'all's rations have been brought back together. It snowed once while they were away. Y'all come back. Again, it's cold.
Oh, Stano definitely whipped a snowball at Yalecha. Also at Greaves.
Is Mwangi below the equator?
Yes.
So we're
yeah.
going from winter to summer. So
Yes.
we're actually like, it's not just that it's hot here, it's that it's the complete opposite season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And a place that's going to be hot anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's just important for me. It's important for me for y'all to know that like Stano loves it when it snows. So, like, she is loving this. If she can teach Greaves to basically catch snowballs out of the air when she throws them, it'd be great.
That funny thing that dogs do when
Yeah.
and then like it disappears and they're very confused.
Yes.
I like it.
That essentially happens.
That's adorable.
The confusion doesn't last quite as long, but that's about the time when Greaves realizes that they can use their jaw as like a snow shovel, and
Oh,
so
God.
then picks up the snow and just starts launching it.
I could see her doing that.
Stano actually has fun with her pet.
Whoa.
Nice.
Rather than
Daniel
just,
has fun.
she has fun. Rather than just, military training.
So as Kazlin and Demos make it back from their jaunt with the Akuje, one of the goblins kind of rushes up and lets y'all know at the start of the day y'all are able to finish the rune and make it back to the keep. All of y'all's preparations have been brought together. Is there anything else that y'all would like to do before, as a whole group, venturing back into the Mwangi?
No.
This entire time, because I know it's been something that Stano has been actively avoiding
Oh, yeah.
continuously. It seems as though all standard keep administration and the like, Alec has been taking care of that. Is through most of the time, the keep itself over the past month and a half has attained a kind of a level of productive self-sufficiency. So during most of the time, as y'all observe, y'all seem to see Alec's day tends to start fairly regimented. So he'll be up at the start of the day with a very small breakfast, typically 1 or 2 eggs, typically 2 eggs, a little bit of a morning tea mixture, and then it goes into the evening training or the goblins' evening training, because the night shift will then go through their training. The rest of the morning is taken up with different parts of keep administration, making sure that the morning meeting with our duenna goes and that everything is still copacetic with the various odds and ends of the keep's inventory management. And then from that point, it will be taking a look to see what other things need to be done in the upgrades, what orders need to go out down to Breach Hill for the next upgrade that's to be done. There's still quite a few rooms that remain empty, and while they are getting cleaned every day, Alec is going through various options of different types of upgrades that could be done, whether doing things like, should an infirmary be added? Do we need to do something like an apothecary area?
I will say this. Stano's a little bit uncomfortable that she's not doing these things.
You see that a lot of them are actually pretty similar to the ways that you had done them before.
Yeah.
They're not quite as efficient as the way that you had initially outlined, but you can also see that there's, as you kind of look over some of the stuff, there's a lot fewer mistakes that were being done beforehand. It's almost as though he increased his intelligence and his wisdom when he hit level 5, when all of those lovely skills went up. And a lot of those initial impressions, the initial course for the keep has been pretty well maintained from the beginning, and now you see that there's the goblins are hitting into the from the barracks area over to the training area, where they'll start their morning and they'll go through those initial aspects, and then you'll have some afternoon training. You see that there are other folks who are now doing the types of grounds preparation that you can do in the winter. There's not an absolute ton that can be done with, especially the fresh snow cover that's there. But there's for what can be done, it looks like it is being done efficiently, and it's a very similar cycle each day. And so Arduena and Alec essentially go about their business.
So he's not making it awkward, or he's trying not to make it awkward.
There's an inherent awkwardness in not bringing the thing to a bit of a head. But I will say each of the days, that armor still sits in the middle of that room.
Mm-hmm.
When we're on the 3rd day, it's actually Arduena who notices that Steno has been still bunking down in the barracks each night, right? My lady, you have a whole room.
Yes.
Do you want us to just move the piece down to the armory?
Steno?
Are you sure you want to put something that valuable just in the armory?
Yes, Taffy.
Are you gonna answer him?
So, I've been thinking, Arduena, Kazlin has this whole plan for making funds available. There seems to be a load of...
Taffy's just gonna walk out of the room. And then she's gonna go find Alec.
There seems to be a lot of flowering around, so we may be able to set up beekeeping hives. We can set up a meat operation as well.
I think that would be able to, I think his term is expand that stock. Are you just going to let Taffy walk out and not answer her question? My understanding is that that armor would be quite powerful if you took it back into your expedition into the Mwangi. Do you feel comfortable not going in at full strength?
I'm going in at full strength. This is my full strength. That is somebody else's strength.
But it's your family's strength. It is my lady's decision. You could just tell Alec to send it back, and it will be gone. You might be disinheriting yourself for quite a bit of time, though.
I'm not afraid of that. They can make that decision.
Well, you just need to have a conversation with him.
Absolutely not.
And why is that? From my understanding, he's already... Well, I guess it's not... Y'all have already been intimate with each other. How much harder can a conversation be?
Artwina!
I could have used very different language.
You won't.
It'd be fun, but you're right. They have so much more colorful slang here in this small town.
Don't. You say that, but I also know how the head chef spoke.
Yes.
So, in any case, it's a deeply uncomfortable conversation.
But it's one you must have, my lady.
I must not do anything.
You have ignored your bed for 2 nights already. We have the room up there. If you're not going to use it and sleep in the barracks, we can at least turn it into a guest room. Would you like us to turn it into a guest room, my lady?
No.
He's being stubborn.
And it's a bit mean to Alec. Do you think he's done something to deserve that level of angst himself?
What?
Well, I mean, think about it. He put himself on the line to be able to tie himself to your family. Y'all can be very demanding. If it's going to be no, you could at least then tell him, and then we could all move forward.
It has nothing to do with Alec. It has everything to do with them. And their incessant need to put their fingers in every pot and stir it around.
Well, you want us to move the armor?
I will have a conversation with Alec, and we will determine it at a later point. Leave
Yes,
it where it
Taffy.
is for now.
And then as we pan over to Taffy. So Taffy, you've had a pretty good idea of Alec's routine and can locate him pretty easily. And so you find him out in the training area working with several of the goblins. And you see that it looks like he's actually taken on an assistant. It looks like the assistant has a clipboard presently.
Is it a goblin?
It is a goblin assistant. He's a little scrawnier than the others, and his head's a little bit bigger than some of them.
That's our business, Goblin.
It is your
It's
business.
our business goblin! His name is Numbers with a Z!
Right now, his name is Burrs. He's got to earn the num.
Numbers.
Oh, God.
Oh, Taffy.
How are you holding up? Don't play dumb.
That. Well, Steno has been quite good at
Evasive?
avoiding things, so...
She's extremely good at avoiding things.
And
think-
it's very easy to keep busy. Did you get that one? Keep busy. Good one, sir.
Oh, Burrs. One day you'll be Numbers.
Numbers. Thank you, Lady Taffy. Yes, from my understanding, Steno has been sleeping in the barracks.
Yep. I offered to share my room, but then I realized my girlfriend would not like that very much.
That would be awkward.
Don't give up on her.
I'm a bit surprised that she just hasn't asked someone to move the armor yet.
Don't give up on her.
It requires an amount of forethought that Stano does not have.
She's young. We're all young. Well, some more than others. All of you more than me.
Can I interject here and say that I just kind of had an epiphany
Mhm.
with Alex, like, love and whatever being a little scorned and always failing his roles. I don't know why, but I all of a sudden got a flash of Jerry from
Seinfeld?
no, from Rick and Morty, the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And all this army.
No!
Jerry from Rick and Morty.
No, Alec.
I don't get that joke, but okay.
Oh, well,
Alec is
It's not Jerry levels of bad.
Thank God.
See, the difference being is that Alec has actually shown competence in the things given to him.
Okay.
And
Except for
Jerry,
combat.
Alec has shown some competence in combat, but poor luck.
Fair.
Where Jerry is actually designed as a useless character in Rick and Morty. He was a very depressing kind of hanger-on type of character.
Yeah.
Alec is at least efficiently running the keep.
Yeah, at least he's got that, I guess. It's still.
I didn't see it until you pointed it out, but now I'm just gonna see sad Jerry in Hell Knight armor. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, Taffy's gonna have to reach up, pats his hand, and tells him it'll be okay. Give her time. You know how stubborn she can be.
Yes, but it's not about her being stubborn. There are consequences to her dithering on this. We haven't even gotten to the point of conversing about what the consequences of dithering are yet. She hasn't stopped to make it a priority at this point. And the thing about it is that I am prohibited from doing so myself. It's one of the things that Nemeth has put into his contract. It must be done on Stenos' terms entirely. If she could have been pushed along, it would have already been done. Lord knows that if my family had been given a similar offer, I would have had to have made an issue of it on the spot. That's pretty much how my joining of the Hell Knights ended up going. Oh, you can swing a sword, Alec. Well, good. Guess who's going to be killing devils soon?
Ah.
He just wanted to be an accountant.
Actually, Caslin, I wanted to be an artist. Much like my
That was out of character.
uncles before me.
Am I here? Are we
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, y'all are back
back?
at this point.
God damn. I didn't realize.
Because we're kind of like on day 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the training yard, I would assume.
Yes.
We'll say this. All
Maybe
of this
you were
would take
practicing your
a presence of
bow
mind
or
that
something.
Stano doesn't have, because a reminder, she does have a +4 strength, but she has a +1 wisdom and a +1 intelligence.
Which still makes you higher than the average human.
That's true. She's very smart in the things that she chooses to be smart at. That makes sense.
So, at some point she will have to deal with it. My concern, though I will say my emotions do play a bit, at least a bit part in this play, is that by not donning that armor and taking it into the Mwangi, she might not return. That armor is almost a powerful artifact in and of itself. Even setting it up in the room, it practically calls to you. Never mind that the way that cinch is designed, it would basically kill my hips in a heartbeat. But it almost makes you just want to wear it. It would be a powerful, if not Hell Knight styled armor, but still a powerful symbol in and of itself. And I'll be honest, I can also admire a bit of strength that it takes to be able to hold off and say no to something so ostentatiously useful. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt a little bit itself.
I know.
I mean, I didn't even actually get to ask the question. I went to my knee and then she just ran. I wanted to be amused by it for a few moments, but then I realized that she wasn't coming back to the room. Then at about that point, I had to ask myself, is she not coming back to the room because the answer is no? Or is it because someone was getting kidnapped?
I don't think it's a no. I just think she doesn't know what she wants. And also, I was getting kidnapped.
Yes.
So, I mean, there is something to that.
Also, people were invading the keep.
And, she did nearly kill a cleric 3 times, 4 times. Who can keep count? And then there's a dwarf that's, in love with her or something.
Yeah, he's a bit of a masochist.
Ooh.
Say it. 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 Say it.
Taffy is going to very politely not step her toe into that, because...
Say it.
Nope. Nope.
Boo.
She likes Alec too much to hurt his feelings. Or to make a joke at his expense.
Have y'all decided what you want to do with those 3, by the way?
I want to hire the dwarf.
Hire him to what?
I don't know, help you out.
Why on earth would I need that dwarf's assistance? What could he do that I can't do better?
I am also not dipping my toe in that one.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
You look like you have something to say. Let's be honest. At least I'm able to score with the one I found attractive first.
I mean, yes. That is absolutely true.
So are Caslin and Deimos and Taffy sitting here for this conversation?
I didn't imagine Deimos being there now.
Castle's not sure what's going on because he has not met the dwarf yet, so he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, in his defense, he seems pretty smart, although crazy. But I mean, who here isn't?
He's an Andoran. The only pleasant one we've had to deal with has been Demos.
I mean, it could be worse. He could be a Taldoran.
True.
I'm gonna say that Stano's gonna wander in at that point, like, Taldanes. Why are we talking about Taldanes?
No reason.
We were comparing Andorans to Taldanes.
Andorans are far more pleasant.
Their fashion sense is much more pleasant. Not by much, but, I mean, it's not enough.
Says someone in the fucking Hell Knight Order.
Well, it's not as ordered and regimented as I would prefer. It needs more spikes.
I will say this, though.
You have a fucking skull on your...
Right, to cause fear and disorder amongst the ranks of my enemies.
It's tacky.
Wait, so is Deimos there then?
Deimos is there now. He probably just walked in. He's like,
Yes.
how
I
dare
will
you.
say this. I spent my entire 17th year in Corvosa. Their fashions aren't the worst.
Well, they did spend much of that on Sheliax proper.
Was that a dig
No.
at Corvosa?
That is absolutely a dig at Corvosa.
I'll have you know, our friend is from Corvosa.
Yes, he's standing there and he looks vacant?
We're talking about fashion, Taffy.
Yes, the
You
fashion
cannot-
of Corvosa is worse than the fashion in Andoran.
One person from one place does not indicate the fashion trends.
Yes,
Also,
but you
I
can't
think he
defend
looks
it on the
quite fetching
basis
in
of
those
him.
pants.
You can't defend Corvosa on the basis of him. He's a goblin. No, not a goblin.
Excuse me.
Smells
All the
roughly the
goblins
same.
turn and look at Deimos like, what's that supposed to mean?
You're a mess sometimes, Kaz. It's okay. We still like...
Caslin reaches down to the goblin next to him, because there's goblins everywhere,
Yeah.
pats him on the head, and says, I think you should apologize to Mr. Hoofenschnock.
Are you
Mr. What?
so bad
You
that
know.
you cannot be compared to a goblin, that it is an insult to the goblins?
You were the one who used goblin as an insult, not me.
I am sorry.
I'm sorry, what? Say it with me, Mr. Hoofenschnock.
Mr. Hoofish... No.
Hoofenschnock!
I'm not gonna lie, me as a human being has a difficult time with those words because I learned German in school.
My great-grandmother was a mud chewer. We also can trace our lineage back to some of the areas of Corvosa. We've been learning lineage from Alec. It's been quite entertaining.
Okay, that's cool.
You're my friend now.
Yay!
Do you know of the Fire Sucker clan?
No,
Oh, they're around Corvosa.
we just know the mud chewers.
Fair enough.
They were a small clan until they got wiped out, but there was one legendary one. We hear he went on an escapade.
Oh,
But what I wanted to call you was kind of a
Oh.
garbage man.
I miss him.
Sid,
Oh,
you good?
No.
Wait, what are you talking about? What is this?
Carlos's goblin.
Oh, no. I forgot.
You know, there's a ways away down south, there's a group of adventurers in Assyrion. And one of them is sitting on the edge of a pit, and she's sighing, and she's just going, I'm tired of this. I want to go back to Varissia.
And one of them is sitting there saying, I want to fight something for fuck's sake.
And
You know,
one of them
technically-
is throwing a goblin.
From a temporal perspective, this would have happened several years ago.
Whatever.
Wait, which part? Us sitting in Osirion or the Hell Knight thing?
Yes, on both, actually. So, the conversation with Alec...
Wait, why are we all standing around here talking about people's fashion sense?
No reason.
Steno, would you like me to move that armor, by the way? It seems it has caused you to relocate. And he just kind of looks at you.
I'll be going now.
She's gonna take a deep breath. She's gonna let out a deep breath. I'm sure she's gonna look over where Arduina is hiding around a corner, just staring at her.
And Alec catches Taffy by the collar. Yoink. You start it, you deal with the fallout.
I didn't start it. Okay, I
She
kinda-
started it actually back in the barracks.
You two are Dwetta. He's now got a gnome and a halfling on each finger, basically crooked.
We just care about you. God. If you two would just get over this awkwardness and figure out what the fuck you want, well, then none of this would be happening.
Taffy, what do you want out of life?
I want you to be happy.
That is not what you want.
It
And
is.
silk dresses.
And silk
Oh, okay.
dresses.
Yes.
And bat wings.
And yes.
And pretty spider girlfriends.
And no more
I already
eyes
have
in
that.
the world.
And I hear small cabins and jungles.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, preferred it would be somewhere not as hot and gross as a jungle. But if that's where Spider Girl is, that's where I'm at.
Walked yourself into something, didn't you, Taffy?
Aside from my personal wants, which are nice clothes, my girlfriend, and a cabin, I want my friends to be happy.
Hmm.
I want them to be safe and I want them to be loved. That's what I want for all of us. So if you're happy with Alec, just fucking be happy with Alec.
Alec, you're
But-
lifting Ardwena enough that her feet are not touching the ground.
Oh, sorry. Other side,
And,
or Dwetta.
and Taffy is just floating there and kind of not even like fighting it at this point, just dangling, but like stern expression on her face.
Alec just kind of lifts Taffy up into Renali's arms, and Renali's just now holding Taffy there. Thank you.
I'm tired of this awkwardness and I want you guys to be happy. And I want you to stop avoiding things.
Are we suddenly the team that doesn't avoid things?
I think the definition
sorry,
of most of us
Coming
is...
from you who walked right up to two giant fucking dino birds and tried to get yourself
Quetzalcoatlus.
eaten.
I did not try to get myself eaten.
Yes, you did.
I was trying to examine them more closely.
And they would have torn you in half.
I doubt.
And I scared them off.
You did.
Me.
You did.
I'm this big.
Yes, you are.
So you can face those, but you can't talk to Alec and tell him you care?
Got
She
him.
gives you like,
I don't think Deimos ever got the full shtick as to what was going on. He just accused Alec of being a dummy a few different times.
No, I think Stato. No, not Stato. I think Deimos was aware that there was a marriage thing going on.
I don't know.
He's
that
overheard
he
from
was.
Ardwena.
I'll take that, but at the time he certainly didn't.
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he knew initially, but I just, it's so awkward being around you guys. And it's fine if you guys don't want to get married, but that doesn't mean you guys have to, like, ruin everything by being weird. Plus, that armor's pretty fucking awesome.
Taffy.
And your family can go shove it up their asses for all I care. I just care about you two.
Rough.
Deimos, do you have an opinion that you'd like to voice at this time?
I only recently realized that he did something. I did accuse him of being a jerk a few times right after. I didn't know what he did.
What I was going to say before Miss Tafaxiodaxi launched into her tirade.
Oh, God. That reminds me of
Tirade?
something.
I know the full name.
Also, if you...
Yes.
Spider Girlfriend away!
Thwip!
Go, Web, go.
That might require some patching later.
I was going to say we should probably have a conversation.
You think?
Taffy!
Taffy, hush.
Sorry.
Well, we had those windows installed for a reason.
A private conversation.
Ah. Numbers, I think until then, will you go ahead and move the armor down to the armory?
I think she meant...
The goblin's voice!
I'm still working on his voice, but we're getting closer.
And I'm trusting that the two of you can find something to occupy yourselves with.
Oh, definitely.
In fact,
Just-
Deimos, if you want to introduce Kazlin to the dwarf in the armory.
oh
Not
yeah,
armory,
I
to
don't
the-
think
in the
they've
jail.
met. Come on, Kaz.
There's also a cleric down there.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yes, so while y'all do that, Steno, would you accompany me up to the battlements?
Yes.
So you and Alec make your way up there. It has been awkward, as Taffy has suggested.
I don't think I suggested, but okay.
I'm
Sorry.
going to list the bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really want you to consciously think about what you planned on asking.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need to give up your directives to the Order, because you have a higher calling at that point. You will continuously have all of my family in your business. Not just your business, but your family's business. And your family's business. It will go on ad infinitum. You will consistently be considered second fiddle to the other spouses within the family. Also, you will have to meet my father.
Love how that's a threat.
Right?
Okay.
That's an entire Archduke of Cheliax.
Okay.
Should we be required in court, you will have to interact with Abigail Thrune. You will have to interact with her advisors, which I'm sure you're aware what they are.
Yes, to a degree.
They're devils, Alec. They're devils.
My superiors have found ways to interact themselves. I'm sure they can be counseled.
In addition...
Steno, are you just looking for excuses to say no?
She's giving you an out.
In addition, I do have certain relationships with people that I have already confirmed. Oh, fuck this. I have a lover, and I have already told her that that will be a continuous thing.
Okay. He's gracious enough to not ask if she's hot. But I will say, like any guy, he thought it.
He could ask. She'll give him an answer.
No, he's gracious. He said okay, but he definitely thought it.
So,
Well, I will say that much of that was not considered in the negotiations with your brother. Let me outline this. You happen to be a strong, valued person in my life, of dealing with a man whose lineage actually does end it himself. So as far as it comes to familial concerns, the strongest one I'd have to worry about is my ties to the Order of the Nail. And I don't think that there is much differentiation between the Edicts of the Nail and that which comes down from Hell itself. They tend to be quite congruous to each other. But aside from the philosophical potential differences between serving as your mate in that case...
Oh, God. Oh, God, he said it.
you
There's
good
no-
over there, Sid?
Nope, I'm fine.
Perhaps partner.
You know very well that they would expect the child to be bared, and I don't have the equipment for that.
What?
Pardon?
What?
They would expect someone to carry on the line. I don't have the... What do you mean, what? He's a guy. He doesn't have the equipment to carry a kid.
Oh!
I thought you were saying advocates.
All of us are like,
That he
wait,
was a
are you
eunuch or
infernal?
something.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, your phrasing was awful.
Again, that's also Alec.
Okay, Alex's phrasing is fucking awful.
You better fucking keep that in.
Why are you looking at me strange, Stano? Yes, you know very well I have the equipment to induce a child. So you know I can't carry one. I mean, I could carry one in my arms, but it's not the
I
same.
thought what she meant was you were infertile.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I'm
Heavens
not
to
as fertile
Betsy,
as your
no.
other brother is, apparently.
Oh,
but-
God. Don't even start on that one. If you say it too much, Corvius will produce another one.
Are you sure he hasn't been accidentally blessed by a Calistran?
Let me lay out that situation before we continue this, Alec. I need
Okay.
you to understand this. Corvius Salisbury has been engaged to the same woman since he was, I believe the engagement technically happened when he was 9.
Mm-hmm.
And you recall we had the, Iomedean incident, correct?
Yes.
His fiancée is a paladin of Iomede.
That had to be awkward.
Yes, she has since been banned from the country. But they cannot rescind the engagement because she has to be in the country to sign the rescind.
Wait, so all his kids are...
No, he has not had children.
I imagine that would make the legal procedure a bit awkward.
Corvius Salisbury does what he can where he is.
I'm not exactly sure how much of an indictment that is, but it does sound a bit like an excuse to continuously be a playboy.
Welcome to my family.
But if you only have a small handful of lovers by comparison, I don't think it's a measuring contest.
Small handful.
I said by comparison.
She just welcomed you into her family.
I do.
She's saying yes!
Will y'all all calm down? Are all three of y'all just hunched outside this door?
He's like, it doesn't matter where you are. She's found a spot to fucking listen in.
Oh my god.
Even if she has to fucking spider climb up the wall and cling to the parapets to listen.
You were saying, though.
It is not a question of the number of lovers that one tends to take, though I find myself much...
Before that. The discussion on the issues that I presented to you.
Ah, yes.
There will be an expectation of a child from any match that I obtain.
Well, would there not be? Even though it wouldn't necessarily be one within a lineage, being one of the favored children among the parents, you know they're going to want grandchildren in an appropriate marriage at some point. If anything, just to be able to maintain authority within the localities. They have to hand off regencies to someone.
Wait, is he misunderstanding what she's saying? Is he saying that he's okay being her lover?
Taffy's not there to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, though, you will have to deal with all sorts of people, and you will have to meet my father.
He can't be that scary. And I will say Arduina is a fantastic teacher. I've dealt with one of the men of your family. He hadn't killed me yet.
That's a miracle. Also, you'll be related to the Lord Commander.
That's more of his problem than mine.
Bless you.
That's actually quite true. I hadn't considered that. Although I can imagine just the look on his face when he reads the letter.
In the end, Steno, this situation solves some of your other problems while presenting others. The question is, can you find it in your heart to accept my hand with the benefits that come involved, or do you find that the meddlesome aspects of dealing with your family continue to not be worth dealing with? In the end, you already have my respect. You have my affection.
I just don't want you to think that this is about you that makes me hesitate.
There's always going to be a bit of self-recrimination involved in any sort of decline. One will always think, if I had
Also,
been a
now
better
I cast
man...
magic. I don't know if I actually detailed that to you.
I
apparently
suppose that
have-
does explain some of the glowing that one night.
Ooh, woo.
Okay.
Do you want me to walk out of this room? I'll walk out of this room.
We're not in a room, and the sides is a parapet?
Taffy!
Taffy! Renali! She learned spider climb. It was great.
We were going
For training.
In any case, I apparently have an angelic bloodline.
Ah. Well, it's better than a demonic one or a devilish one.
Fair.
It could have gone dragon. That would have been extra awkward.
Wait, what?
I mean, honestly, just dealing with the idea of a cloaca scares me.
Oh, come on!
Oh, why did you put it on the podcast?
Why?
He wants to
And surely
protest.
there's something you're terrified of going into this.
I would say the thing that probably terrifies me the most is that it is a long-term political play to be able to bring Iska under an additional house of Cheliax, instead of allowing it some aspect of its own autonomy.
That is absolutely what's at hand here.
But if that's the case, then I could end up being second fiddle to the new Archduchess of Iska, and that might have its own fun, interesting aspects to it. Steno, from what everyone has told me so far, we might be sitting on top of a gate that leads to multiple places around Galerion itself. If that is the case, then I think most of my concerns are probably quite small and a bit manageable.
But
if
they
I take
are
a long-term look at it.
concerns.
And for all I know, the gate could blow up underneath us and all of us die within the next hour.
Next time on Dice
Fire! Where is everyone?
Is she still over there?
Um,
Go away. In the name of our
Daffy.
friendship.
Taffy! You see Caslin poke his head out from behind like a wall on the other side.
Okay. I just jump off the parapet, run over to where Caslin is, and then
you know, I always forget how acrobatic he is.
and spider climb over to Caslin.
Let's make the decision simple, Steno. Do you even like the idea of marriage?
I don't like the idea of losing my freedom to do what I please.
So if you go at marriage with the idea of it being a shackle, then you can't like it. Then your immediate answer is just no. You don't have to run from the answer if you already know it. Then just say no. Tell me now and we will send that armor right back to your family and then deal with the fallout.
Do you presume to use it as if it is a shackle?
How on earth can I make you do anything that you don't already want to do? Even if I actually attempted to use force. Aside from the time that you bent me over the knee for the fun portion, I bet you would probably break my back.
Oh my god.
I hate all of y'all so fucking much.
I doubt there are many forces on the face of this planet that are
Will
capable
you side
of
with me
forcing
to
you.
keep my family from using it as a shackle?
Well, in all the family I've met so far, you are my favorite.
Aw.
Very well, then.
Is it a guess?
You're not there.
I am! I'm right by Caslin!
Are all
Caslin
three of
starts
you just
shaking
like
Taffy
standing
really
on top of each other?
Yeah,
spying?
Caslin's like shaking Taffy.
No,
It's
Damos
happening.
had some
It's happening.
respect.
It's happening.
They went,
I
oh, we're
conjure
gonna...
little cakes.
So
Somehow.
Alex's eyes kind of widen up as that part of him kind of
Registers.
takes the register of that. And then he reaches in and then he pulls out the silver ring that's there. Well then, Steno, shall we team up together in unshackled matrimony?
Do it proper! Get on
Do
your knees!
not.
God damn
Do
it!
not. Please don't. But yes.
Then let us go and make proper use of this and show the rest of Galerion what it means to unchain a Salisfa. And he puts the ring on your finger.
Jesus Christ.
Are you
Fucking
okay,
yes.
Sid? Did your ship just become canon?
Yes!
Oh.
Finally!
So as the silver ring goes onto the proper finger of your hand, it begins to glow a little bit and grows slightly warm as it sizes itself down perfectly. You realize that as you clench your hand that it forms no restriction on your hand whatsoever. You also feel that there is now a magical tendril extending between you, and you feel as though it lines itself out to the location of where your bedroom is.
For the armor.
Yeah, not the other thing that happened in the sex ring.
Honk honk.
Well, I suppose I should tell Ardwena to begin the appropriate preparations.
She
then.
knows!
Oh, how many preparations?
The idea was to keep things fairly simple, but there are many goblins who want to be able to participate and they must be trained first.
How many people did you tell about this?
Y'all were the last ones to know.
Oh.
We all had to do the preparations with your brother.
Oh, gods.
I send a message to Ardwena. She said yes!
About goddamn time.
Ardwena falls off a stool.
Honk.
Taffy yelling in her ear.
Sorry.
So, as y'all begin to kind of absorb and go through that, the game mechanic thing that has entered now is that within Stano's inventory, you now have a magnificent piece of armor. This is a +3 greater resilience full plate that has the capacity to shift into an elegant ball gown, while still maintaining all of its armor capacities. It doesn't have the same type of shifting property into any form of garment. It flips between these two ones. And as a +3 item, it still has 2 additional rune slots available to it, since the shifting itself is only taking up 1 of those slots. There is a minor curse placed upon it that
Fuck
ties
what?
it to the ring, and that only one who is wearing the ring is capable of wielding it. Now, the armor can be wielded and worn as long as the ring is shared between those two who have essentially bound themselves together.
You said it's full plate?
It is a +3 greater resilient full plate. That's going to make Steno really hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Is she leveled for that?
No.
No, that's a level 18 item.
Oh.
Does it have a specific kind of item? Material?
No, it is standard materials.
Okay.
I considered making it adamantine full plate, but I thought that would be a
Holy
little
shit, that would be so overpowered.
Well, it just also be exceedingly expensive.
I mean, a Salisbury,
I
but
don't have shifting in here.
So,
Do you mean glamoured?
Glimmered might be.
Glamoured is the armored version of it, yes. So it's got a limited glamour. I just pulled shifting from the weapon ones.
Fuck.
Yeah, since you have it up there, what's the price of that armor? If you bought it retail.
She's fucking no dex with this.
Do you need dex considering you can't take a hit?
I don't think that's how that sentence works.
She can definitely take a hit.
I meant Yeah, that's what I
Here,
meant.
if somebody has a calculator up,
Okay.
so 30 for the full plate,
Well, he's
then
got
for
it
the
then.
fundamental rune, oh, fuck,
Yeah, what's that number?
20,560,
Okay, Salisters had a lot of money.
And then
3,440,
better. You have to remember where they are in the scheme of things.
That's fair.
and then that greater resilience rune?
that was the
Oh,
greater,
that was a greater resilience.
and then 140.
So it's only 24,000 gold.
No, they could have just sent me 10 platinum in a bag.
Stano, can you write your will?
Where
right
did you
now?
come from?
Out the window.
What do you mean write my will right now?
Yes, I want that armor when you die.
Pardon?
Set me up for life.
See, that's part of the reason that there's a curse on the ring, Taffy.
Oh.
If she dies, it goes back to their armory.
Oh.
Yes, that does seem like something my mother would have done.
Now, technically, while we both have the ring, it's in a kind of a dual custodianship. If she dies, I know that she's died because the armor will come back to me, and then I will die as it goes back to them.
You seem so confident that you will die.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's because
eventually
when it
everyone
comes
dies.
over, it will kill me immediately.
Don't get killed.
What?
Did you think I wasn't actually putting my life on the line, Taffy? They seem to take till death to do them part quite seriously.
It also probably has something to do with the, Sulius situation.
Yes, it was a stipulation we discovered after the blood contract was signed.
Hmm.
He snuck that one in a script a little bit smaller than I could read.
Ah!
I tried.
If you'd like, I will
I didn't have a
absolutely throw
magnifying
him
glass.
down a set of stairs.
Can I watch? Wait, I'm still not here. Hi.
I think we already determined you were here.
Oh, okay.
While that might be mildly entertaining, I think it would be counterproductive to throw my future brother-in-law down the stairs.
Some people are like slinkies.
I really don't want to meet Taffy's brothers-in-law if they're like slinkies.
I don't.
I mean,
have
I
any.
throw the Lord Commander every time I see him.
Downstairs?
Oh, I've done it before.
Also, Renali, do you have any brothers?
Yeah, quite a few.
Fuck.
They're a lot more springy, though.
Springy.
Well, I mean, when you've got
Spiders.
8 legs and the ability to spin web, you end up kind of durable.
Now that we have the understanding about the situation, I can't wait until you meet the Countess. And in addition, you can entertain those thoughts that Kazlin and Deimos have been throwing at you.
Oh, which ones are those?
What wasn't obvious?
Oh! She just gave him permission to do with whomever
Yes.
of the two, or both,
What?
if he wanted.
Ah.
He's got permission to play.
Well, I mean, Demos does have soft hands, and Kazlin's rugged nature is quite appealing. They're just a
He
little
just
rough
leaves
for
it
me.
there.
I think even Kazlin knows better than get in the middle of this.
Taffy
Deimos
leaves.
does not.
I don't need to hear this anymore.
I don't know, maybe
Maybe
after
more.
several drinks, possibly. Would have to see. I never really considered it, honestly. I mean, that kind of thing does happen when one's in the barracks from time to time. It's just... always considered myself kind of a...
Bottom.
I never have been that experimental.
Pretty sure if Taffy would have wanted to, he would have been down to do
Wow.
stuff. And she's tiny. So
I don't
mean,
think that's what we mean by
I know, but like, you guys all had situations where you were alone with him, and he probably would have. So I don't know. I think he's fibbing.
I'll keep it in mind. So, after this wonderful conversation and pleasant events and tidings to be brought down, I mean, at some point, a wedding's going to have to get planned, and that's going to be a hell of an episode. So, Stano, you have a wonderful, glorious armor that you can put into your character sheet for your inventory now. But y'all,
Already did that.
but y'all find yourselves also still needing to take care of, well, an awkward position in the Mwangi still. But y'all are all ready to roll. Well, in
Oh,
case
yeah.
there's still all those cultists running around over there.
Let
So,
them see them hit that. Although, I will say this, y'all, her AC did not go up terribly much.
No, it would have gone up by 2.
I mean, still, that's more than mine will go up ever.
From a rules perspective, the important part about a +3 armor is not just the 10% increase in the inability or the ability to not get hit. It's also the rune potential that goes up.
Hell yeah.
It's fine. It's not like I can't solve it by just adding +2 to every single one of the encounter attack tables.
Please don't.
Kill everybody else.
All right. So, what else would y'all like to do before y'all decide to head back into the Mwangi to assist the Yakuje further?
That accomplished the story beats I wanted to know.
Taffy just gonna sit there for 20 hours and say, I told you so to Stana?
Nope.
Every time Stana walks in the room, I told you so.
Nope. She's just gonna...
I feel like Arduana might get one of those out.
A little bit, but Arduana's
She's only
exercising class at the moment.
When Arduana does it, Taffy wants to be there so she can high-five her.
I always knew she'd go for a Hell Knight.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Just had to find the right one that was himbo enough.
And
Arduana-
Alec is certainly that.
What confidence did you have that I wasn't just going to marry the Countess?
It wasn't quite as advantageous of a political situation that you could solve that also happened to fuck over Sulius who stabbed you in the back. And plus, there's a part of you that probably wants a bit of a harem.
Arduana.
What? You can't go run around and play with boys for so long and not pick up a little bit. I mean, it seems to run in the family.
Wow, is your family that frisky?
Girls are very pretty. Anyway.
So, y'all get yourselves all prepared, and y'all find yourselves about to enter in Talsetta's Rings. And so before y'all head back into the Mwangi, have you purchased all the things you want to purchase?
Yes.
Yes.
You have all of your supplies in order.
I will say
Keep
one thing.
explodes as we walk out.
Stano is going to spend as much gold as she needs to rush order a letter out to a very specific family member.
Okay.
Or not Sulius. Wait, who?
To the Lord Commander.
Ah.
Okay.
'Cause she wants him to be the first one to know it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you tell Alec that?
Yeah.
While well-meaning, I think your Nemet is likely going to be the first to know.
I don't care.
Okay. Vuskers is, well, they're as rapid as they can be. So you get the letter and the like out. Y'all make it back through the portal. Again, ominous. Ooh, fire, lava too. Taffy's just kind of bouncing along with Renali, seeing the new armor that's on there. Steno's armor is oddly a fair mix of comfortable. It's not silent, but it sometimes feels like it's muted, as though it's tailored in a way that makes movement as natural as possible. Still heavy, being for armor, but definitely feels like it covers and protects a lot more. Mm-hmm. The resilience aspect of it makes dealing with the some of the changes as one moves between the climbs a little bit easier to deal with. And y'all find yourselves now back in the Mwangi, in the ruined Temple of Kedifis. As y'all come out, you can see that there are a couple of Kujay who are moderately well hidden and watching, and they see y'all come out, and they send one off in a direction, but then the other one gives y'all a small elven salute to recognize that y'all are here. Wherever y'all like to go.
Probably pop by the village first so that Deimos can say hi.
I just
So
wanted to make sure.
y'all want to spend half a day heading up to the village before heading outwards?
Is it gonna be detrimental if we do that?
Well, it takes you 10 miles further away from where y'all's boat is at.
Do you require needing to say hi to her?
No, I was just here a couple of days ago. It's fine.
Well, then I
Did
would
you say your hellos as you needed?
Certainly many hellos.
I would say let's go ahead and head to the boat then.
And do y'all want to move at your 10 miles per day pace, or do y'all want to move at a faster clip?
We can move at a faster clip because we've already moved through these. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to go slow.
So y'all's first day of travel before Taffy brings the cabin up into existence goes fairly smoothly. Y'all do notice that the kind of thrum of magic, as Taffy would do her magical scouting, definitely is lessened after a few days without these totems continuously infusing, as though the overlaying thrum of that magic has ebbed away and the natural order seems to be reasserting itself now that the totems are not keeping that pulse of essentially destructive divine power from occurring. The wildlife feels more vibrant. There's much less of a dark pallor to the area. And y'all come into the sequence of clearings that y'all remember that were now a few miles away to your south and west is where y'all found the kobolds. And you know it is just now about another half day's travel to the south and east to get to the boat, to be able to move up that way. Kazlin, give me a survival check.
Oh shit. Something I thought about and forgot to mention. Stana would have had the receipt for the lockbox in Ravenel.
Mm-hmm.
She'd have given that to Ardwina to put in a secure location.
Understood.
That is a 25.
25. So, at the start of the next day, as y'all are beginning your preparations to head the last remaining miles to the boat, you find a very large, very fresh set of tracks.